Hi, everyone. My name is Regina. I'm the genealogy librarian at the State Library. Today, I wanted to give you a brief idea of how I can assist you when you reach out to me and what kind of services we also provide to support your research. I also want to go over a few of the things that I can't help you with. Remember, regardless of what you ask me, I'm always going to respond to you, and I'm always going to do my best to direct you to any resources that are going to help you answer your questions, even if it's something that I can't answer directly. So here's how I can serve you when you reach out to me with a family history question. I'm always happy to answer any questions you may have about our genealogy collection here at the State Library. As many of you know, I used to work at the New Jersey State Archives and am very familiar with their collection. So I'm also able to answer a lot of questions about the content of collections there and advise you when it's best to go to them. I'm also happy to direct you to resources that might answer your questions. And if you ask me a question that I'm not an expert on, I'll always do my best to find information about your questions. Like recently, I had a research question about a family that went on the Oregon Trail and was looking for possible records of their journey. And I thought this was really cool, but I had no knowledge of like doing pioneer genealogical research. So I had to go on Family Search, do some look around at various collections, but I was able to direct the researcher to collections that might help her get some answers to questions that she had about her pioneer family history. So I will always, even if I'm not an expert, I'm always going to try to help you find what you need. And we also here at the State Library, since we know, a lot of people can't get to us, we right now have appointment hours and, public hours that might not suit people's schedule to come and visit us in person. We do provide lookup services. So if you see something in the State Library's genealogy collection that you would like me to check on, get you scans of specific pages in a book, you're doing obituary resources, and you can provide me with a date or an approximate date, I'm always happy to check our collection and get you the information that you need. In addition to direct reference assistance, which is described in the left column, I also do try to provide useful general content that can help make you a better researcher, give you some tips and tricks that might help you, and give you some general genealogy information that might further assist. So I teach classes, and I also create genealogy family history content that provide information on how to conduct family history research, both in general and specifically for New Jersey, particularly state level records, because that's where my expertise lies from years and years of working both here at the State Library and over at the State Archives as well. And just remember, State Library, State Archives are two separate and distinct organizations. We are not the same thing. And we've tried over the last couple of years to really create a strong online digital presence and give you a lot of stuff that's available to you 24/7. And here are just a few of the examples of some specific things that have been created with family history research in mind. I've done a genealogy research guide, which tries to help you distinguish between State Library, State Archives, and county records, which offices you need to go to find these things. In addition, I put a lot of our recorded genealogy webinars on there. We have all kinds of guides, both in video and in handout formats that cover general genealogy and New Jersey specific topics as well. In the last year, we've created a series of short classes like this one called Genealogy Information Videos. And this is designed to answer some frequently asked questions, both about genealogy research in general, and in some cases, highlighting specific resources that we have at the State Library that might be especially interesting to New Jersey genealogy researchers. One example is we have a video on our city directories collection and how and why city directories might be useful to you. In addition, especially over the last 2 years, we've largely migrated our classes over to webinar format, and we record these. So whenever I teach a class, I add it to the genealogy research guide. The State Library also has a YouTube channel where all of our free educational programming recordings are also posted as well. And we do have lecturers other than me who teach genealogy classes. So that's where the YouTube channel is where you can find a lot of this information. I've also created many, many handouts that are available on the genealogy research guide that describe genealogy research strategies in general, and also specifically New Jersey. And finally, through these last crazy couple years, I've created something called the Genealogy in Quarantine document. I tried, since at the time I created this document, everything was shut down. State Library was shut down, the archives was shut down. Most research offices where you could go in person to conduct family history research were shut down. So I made an effort to gather both federal and mid-Atlantic regional, that's New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, and Maryland, digital collections into a single place so that you could find them. Not only digital collections, but also indexes, digitized newspaper collections, basically anything that I could find that I thought would be useful for researchers during the pandemic and beyond, researchers now who just want to be there from home. So all of the material in the right panel is stuff, educational supporting material with general genealogy information. So you can not only reach out to me for specific help with your family's history, you can also look at our online educational materials, which again are available to you 24/7, and get some general non-specific genealogy knowledge as well that may help answer your question. So as you can see, I try to do as much as I possibly can for researchers. However, there are some certain things that I can't do. I've been the genealogy librarian at the State Library for coming up on 6 years now. And these are some examples of things that I was just not able to assist people with. As I said, I am always going to respond to your questions. And I am always going to try to direct you to information that will help you resolve whatever issue you're having, even if it's something that I can't answer directly. So please don't feel like you can't reach out to me and ask me whatever you want. I'll always do my best to help, but these are just some things that I'm never going to be able to answer direct. So I'm not going to conduct in-depth genealogy research for you. So when somebody reaches out to me and says, oh, Regina, I'm looking for my great-grandmother's family, 3 generations. Could you please just send me whatever information you have? That's in-depth genealogy research. I can't research 3 generations for you. What I can do is I can point you to resources that are going to help you. I'm also, probably in an effort to better assist and direct you, going to do some minimal checking. And I'll always send you anything that I uncover about your family so that you have it for your records, but just so that I can push you in the right direction for information and resources. My goal as the genealogy librarian is to provide you guidance and to direct you to resources so that you can do the research yourself. Again, I'm happy to help and support you. I'm going to do some minimal research probably, and I'll pass along whenever I find, but I'm not going to be doing generation after generation birth, marriage, and death research on your behalf. You can hire a professional genealogist to do in-depth research like that. I can't give you any family history advice. And you'll see examples below of some things that I can't specifically give you advice on. What I will always give you advice on is strategies to conduct research. So if you ask me, for example, oh, I'm not really sure if I should get grandpa's death certificate first or if I should go look for his obituary, I'll always direct you to go and get the death certificate. So things like that. If you need help deciding where to focus your research or anything like that, yeah, I can give you advice on that. But here are some of the things that I can't give you advice on. And these are all examples of things that people have asked me over the years. I can't recommend software to you. I can do some research online if there's a blog on Family Search, or if somebody in a genealogical newsletter or magazine posted a comparison chart of various family tree softwares or other genealogy related softwares. I may send you a link to that, but I'm not going to tell you directly, yes, this is the best one, this is what you should get. I'll send you information to help you make that decision yourself. I can't tell you whether or not you should subscribe to a private ancestry account. Again, if I find blog posts or something that lists the pros and cons of having ancestry, some good points for and against it, I may send you that, but I'm not going to tell you directly what to do. With the rise of, Ancestry DNA, 23andMe, we have a lot of family skeletons and secrets that are slowly coming out through family history research. Some of this information may be very traumatic to family members to learn. I can't give you advice on how to break bad news. Again, there might be articles, there may be therapy resources for people who find out bad news. I can send you links to that, but you're going to have to figure that out yourself. And finally, I can't pick out a professional genealogist that you should hire to do in-depth genealogical research on your behalf. What I usually send, because usually people are asking me about New Jersey research sources, and the Genealogical Magazine of New Jersey puts out a guide to professional genealogists. And this is what I will frequently send people who may need to hire a local professional genealogist to conduct research on their behalf. I'm not going to pick a name off the list for you. I'm providing the list, and what I will tell you is that list contains the person's contact information and usually a brief list of their specialties. So I will direct you to their specialties and you can select the appropriate candidate. Again, I want to emphasize that I'm always going to do my best to help you. So don't feel like you can't reach out to me with any questions that you have. I just want to set the expectation of the kind of response you're going to receive. And I'm always going to give you information at the very least on anything you see here. I also can't tell you about access policies or collection rules that other organizations may have in place. Like, for example, I used to work at the state library or the state archives. However, that was 6 years ago. I'm not up to date on, their pricing, the rules for going into the archives. I don't 100% know what they are anymore. So I'm always going to advise you to reach out directly. I will always provide an organization's website with their, rules page, their contact information, and I encourage you to reach out to them if you have any questions or need clarifications of anything that they have available online. But I can't answer those questions because you should get the information right from the organization. And my information on other organizations may be wrong or out of date. I also can't give ETAs if you contacted another agency. Again, I know that a lot of people confuse the state library where I work and the state archives, which is a completely separate organization, and makes it even more confusing because I used to work there. I no longer work there. I work for the state library. So if you contact me, if you said, oh, Regina, I wrote to State Archives 3 weeks ago for my great grandmother's birth certificate, I still haven't heard back. Can you give me an ETA? No, I can't. Again, I'm going to give you the archives contact information. You can reach out to them and they'll let you know an ETA. I can't provide that information on your behalf. Again, these last 2 points, I want to emphasize, you can always reach out to me and I will send you back information, but it won't be in a direct response to these questions. So that's just a little bit about how I can assist you and things that I'll be able to give you information about, but won't be able to directly assist you with. If you have any questions, regardless of what it is, please feel free to reach out to me. My contact information is up on the screen. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to get in touch with me.